Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 8 of Dawn of Man. So last episode we did push ahead into the Copper Age, and this episode I plan on trying to get as much of the Copper Age done so that we can push straight into Bronze. I did have one really nice tip, which was to put some storage. So let's build some storage for rocks here. And instead of storing rocks, we will just store copper. And that way we can more quickly smelt copper for weapons and the like. Now for now, I think what I'm going to do is not make the copper spears, as they are not actually improvements over the flint ones, oddly enough. So we'll continue to use the remaining flint that we have just for spears. And then for the harpoons, same deal. Checking my workload. Yes, it just did spike because it's the end of the fall and it is the big harvest. We're making charcoal pits. A lot of the additional work that I have tasked right now is just because I have all these pit furnaces and charcoal pits that I don't actually intend to use. I'm just doing it for the knowledge. Okay, we just had a man die of an infection. That's unfortunate. Maybe that was the one that... Oh, and we had some animals go extinct, so there's no longer any mammoths or woolly rhinos. As time progresses, you do end up with some extinctions like that. So here, as you can see, the charcoal pit is grinding away on new charcoal. And then in these new pits, what I'm going to do is I'll allow the new ores, and then over here I'll disallow the old, the new, well, okay, I said that backwards. In these pits, in this rock pile, I'll allow the new stuff, and the old pits, I'll disallow the new stuff. And that way I can store my stuff closer to where it's being manufactured. So, in other words, the copper that's here will get moved over here. Now it's telling me that I don't have enough space for my sheep, but I only want 10 sheep. I have 13, so I'm definitely going to end up killing 3 of them. Butchering them. Rye domestication would be really cool. Commission is low, so this is an opportunity most certainly to tech up if I can. You know, I have a lot of linens. I didn't realize I had that many linens. Looking at what they have for sale, they do have some copper that I'd like to buy as well. So let's see if I am not able to afford this somehow. I'm going to sell off my grain. Given that I have a lot of linens, I could sell a lot of my linens for... because I have a lot of clothing as well. I could sell a lot of the linens off for the trade value. What else do I have in mass? I want to keep my straw. Okay. Let's go ahead and... there's the trade. Rye domestication is done. That's one less that we have to buy. So rye is required for brewing, but brewing is inside of the Bronze Age. So I'm not going to bother growing rye until I can actually brew with it. So here's the second to last megalith that we require. All 4 people super tired and hauling it. And then we'll need 1 more megalith to construct the dolmen. So if I go into my hunting view, let's see. Do I have a megalith even queued up to be transported? This one, we'll prepare for transport. Okay, my workload has decreased a bit, and checking my logs, I am definitely in need for some trees. So what I'm going to do is, instead of select cutting, I'm going to do a good old cut tree zone. Hit C to increase the size, and cue this entire forest to be cut infinitely with 5 people. And that will get a bunch of new trees, because I'm looking towards my palisades. I'm definitely going to want to get palisades constructed as soon as I can. Looking around, is there... It's winter, so there's probably not animals nearby to hunt, unfortunately. Now, another thing I could do is wait until Bronze Age to make the stone walls, and don't worry so much about the palisade wooden walls. And that might be a good strategy to employ. I do want to finish off all the tech in the Copper Age first, though. So here we have our metalsmith creating metal tools, copper tools. I'm probably not going to actually be able to create very many copper tools before I almost immediately start to use the bronze ones, depending on my progression here. But now that it's spring, animals have returned to the surroundings almost immediately and in great numbers. I like that. That will allow me to hunt, and I'm just queuing them all up manually. And hopefully I can micromanage the hunters a little bit. I realize that will cause my workload to spike, but that's acceptable to me. They're running away from a little boy. That's funny to me. Yeah, my workload is ridiculously high. That is my first deer I've ever hunted. That seems crazy to me, but I just haven't been able to find them until now. Let's take over and do some manual hunting, as I think I'm a little bit more efficient manually hunting than letting the AI do it. Oh, and we have an Auroch attack. It seems to be already dead, so I'm not going to worry about that. So we just did get 2 knowledge off of killing these deer, which is great. That will help advance our technology. We'll need 4 more for cattle or the wheel. And here's some Megaloceros hunting. Oh, and there seems to be some boar nearby too. And some more deer. There's plenty of stuff to shoot. Trader has arrived. Have you arrived with any additional technology for me? Nope, just a sheep. I will buy their copper, as it's really cheap to buy their copper, and that makes me able to crank out my copper pretty quick. Now, some of these pits I'd never really intended to keep constructed, so as soon as they're constructed, I will break them back down. They're just being made for the science. Same with the pit furnaces. This stable, however, I do intend to keep, so hopefully I do get that constructed soon. Man, there is animals running wild all over my base. Eating the berries. Now my guess is my biggest bottleneck at the moment is mud. As odd as that sounds. Oh, look at all this meat. So I'll queue up some manual mud gathering. And my population just hit a new milestone. But that also means that I am in dire need of more residences. So let's get some more huts constructed. One more knowledge, and I'll be able to unlock probably the wheel. I've relied on sledges a while now. I think it's time to tech up. So once I make this last charcoal pit and pit furnace, we'll be all set to tech up. Even just one of them. I'll prioritize it just so that we get it done sooner. Workload is going back down to a more reasonable level. As you can see, the clear cutting already having a positive effect here. Our wood is going back up. Not very high, but that's also because of our newfound demand for charcoal. That's part of the problem. Okay, so we just got the technology. Let's unlock the wheel. And a pit furnace. Ooh, some raiders are coming to attack. I don't really have walls out this direction. Here they go. Do a little bit of manual fighting. Oh, these guys are going to get slaughtered. I fortunately have a huge amount of people that have weapons. Oh, they're attacking some random palisade. I love it. Watch this lady get demolished. I think that's the last of them. And that helps with our knowledge as well. I believe I only lost one in that attack because I had a population of 40 and now it's back down to 39. A small price. Okay, so we're breaking down the old pit furnaces, which frees up a lot of mud to make repairs and the like. Some of these huts need repairs, these stables need construction. And the churn of technology needs to move on. So there is the 5th pit, charcoal pit, so we can break that down. Checking the knowledge that we've got. Hunting some deer or megalosauros would be ideal. Let's see if we can't find any. Those are ibex. More ibex. And mufflon. I'll hunt some just for the resources. More mufflon. Just a lot of mufflon. If I wanted to tame deer, I could pretty easily, I guess. What's out this way? Some bears? I don't think bears are... Oh, no, bears are on my hunt list. Nice. We'll get some knowledge from that. And another trader. Do you have technology? You do. Cattle domestication. Your commission is high, however, but... I might just bite the bullet. I don't think I need bone spears anymore. For really any purpose. Now I know I'm sort of ruining my nice stockpile of weapons and tools But being able to buy technology is really important so that your knowledge accumulated can just keep pushing the envelope. So at this point, I'm trying to save up 20 in order to get bronze. So checking my research, copper, tin, and iron mines, stables, weaver, metalsmith, outfitter. Some of this stuff is a little expensive to make 5 copies of, or I should say 4 more copies of. We are about to make our first dolmen, which is nice. We have some random people joining. We're getting our 10th copper. But as soon as people join, others die of old age. Checking on my welfare, it's pretty high. I'm doing a pretty good job of looking after these people. Trying to keep them housed and fed and guarded and protected. It is a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. So I'm making sure to tap all of the local copper mines. It would help to go into our primal vision. There we go. I guess I should mention that this stockpile idea was Blackhawks fans' comment on YouTube. I did fail to mention that. Workload is too high. I doubt it. Y'all are just lazy. Oh, you know what? Chiefly, I want the Megaloceros. I think we're close to the milestone. But boy, did that thing run. Alright, you're both fit adults. Ah, and you missed. Come on, it's almost dead. There we go. And one more makes 10. Some of these animals that are way out here, I don't really plan on ever butchering. It's just the hunt that I'm after. Oh, there's my 5th bear. Oh, they're getting a little thirsty. Just open your mouth, it's raining. And because I hadn't found deer in so long, it definitely will serve me to kill some deer. Oh, got a little bit of a bear attack. No problem. Okay, where did my deer hunt go? Here they are. Ooh, donkeys. I want to tame some donkeys. They will help to haul carts once tamed. But while my hunters are around, I'm going to continue killing off the deer for knowledge. Seems evil, but efficient. There we go. We got our 10th. Now I can leave the rest of the deer alone. What about reindeer? What's my reindeer at? 6 out of 10? I need 4 more reindeer. Alright, well that's a lot of hunting, and I'll let them clean up that hunting. First dolmen constructed, just got some knowledge. So between the dolmen and the stone circle, that's a very efficient and effective way to get our morale up. Ooh, I had someone hunting for so long that he died of starvation. Yeah, these guys are going to die of dehydration if they don't get some. Yeah, the hunting has not been... Yeah, there we go. Starvation and dehydration Please get home quick. I hunted for a little bit too long. A little overzealous. Okay, they made it to the granary. And they're cooking up food. My animal population just hit 10 or 20, which is knowledge. And then animal control, because I got to that milestone, is another 2. So if we check our milestones, at this point, 100 people, first bronze and first steel are my big milestones. I did just have my population crash because of my reckless hunting, so I should be mindful of that. Checking my workload, it's gone down so people can get some R&R going. And yet another trader. Some sheep, some copper, some charcoal. Charcoal is really handy to buy because it's kind of actually a long process to make it. You know, you have to cut down a tree, so on and so forth. So it's very helpful to just buy it outright. Much the way flint was. And you can see our coppersmith just cranking away, moving away from flint and graduating towards copper. So at this point, I do have 3 donkeys, which means... Oh, got a wolf attack. Was unanticipated wolf attack. Vengeance will be sought. I will hunt all these wolves. You don't get to attack my colony without repercussions. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have little children out here. That's probably a bad idea. Because of my prestige, people just rejoined. So what I want to do is make some carts. I'm going to make 5 because I think there's probably knowledge in building 5 carts. Where would I find that? Oh, I also could make some more watchtowers. That would be a really quick and easy way to get knowledge. So I'll queue them up sort of in the corners. And then, additionally, how cheap is a gate? Gates are really cheap too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What else gives me knowledge here that I've ignored? That's probably the lowest hanging fruit there. 3 more stables would be a little expensive. Excuse me. You're in my village. Get out. So I'm awfully close to being able to unlock bronze. Alright, so there's the first cart. And as you can see, donkeys then hook up, link up to the cart, and they will haul the cart for me. They're not as quick as horses, but I don't have horse domestication yet. I think horses are superior to donkeys. So once I get the horse domestication, I can slaughter my donkeys and switch over to horses. And then once I build 5 carts, I end up with the bonus. It does look like twigs are a little low, sticks. But I have 4 people queued up to gather them. And then my tree felling, as you can see, here is the use of a cart. This cart can store a lot of resources, a lot of sticks and logs. And they move it significantly faster than if I was to be sledging it. Donkey power. And now as you can see, this donkey brings all those resources. It allows you to be a lot faster. Speaking of which, maybe there are some donkeys nearby that I can tame. Why is there a oh, because I had someone die out there. Yeah. Some cave lion. I have some people that are dangerously close. Alright, these are all tame donkeys, I think, yeah. And they're just looking for carts to link up with. Another trader arrived. Anything useful? Yeah, I suppose I could... Yep, I'll buy more copper. And this also allows me to sell my older flint. Now for limits, let's go into limits. I want to limit 0 pigs, 0 cattle. So all my my pigs and my... Well, I don't have any cattle tamed. They're going to get slaughtered for food. Oh, here's some wild donkeys. And we'll tame some more. And those that don't get tamed get hunted. Is it fair? No. And I believe my aurochs should be pretty close to the milestone. It's too bad I never got those mammoths, right? Yeah, aurochs. I need just one more for the knowledge. I did just get my knowledge from watchtowers. And soon I expect to get it from gates. Bison. Bison I haven't hunted much of. That also ought to give us some knowledge. They fight back just like the aurochs do, so I gotta be careful about them. I'm doing a quick search for aurochs, but I don't see any. They would come up as orange or red. Be very obvious. There's cave lions over there, but no aurochs. Alright, these constructed gates, obviously I was doing this for the knowledge, so I don't need to keep them constructed. I'll just break them down as soon as they're done. And the last gate allowed me to get bronze. So now I can do bronze. I'm going to immediately stop making these copper weapons. And I'm going to queue up, I'm going to clear the queue to queue up bronze. That also means I'm making bronze spear, so stop with the flint spear. I don't think bronze has a fishing tools. I think we're still stuck, yeah. We're still stuck making bone harpoons for fishing. But yeah, it is Bronze Age. So for me to do bronze, I also am going to need to mine out some tin. So I will queue up all the tin and copper around to be mined. We had a bunch of tin nodes. And that is how to plow through Copper Age. So the first thing I'm probably going to get is masonry, so I can get some proper walls up. I do feel a little exposed having most of my perimeter totally naked, so to speak. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to lose some people killing the bison. What are these, wild horses? Take a shot on them. I think my wild horses, I have... How many do I have hunted? Need 4 more. That's a quick and dirty way to do it. Can you chase it? Okay. I've learned going overzealous on my hunting trips not to continue to do that, so once they get away, they get away. But I heard them whinny. They're close by. how many adults do I have? Let's tick on this bison. And I probably will need, what, one more horse, I think, if I was counting. No, these guys are too tired. These two I can leave out for just a tad longer. This is one of the wolves that helped kill my dude. Definitely taking them down. Alright, I'll get the remaining horses later. I'll send new hunters out for that. And again, despite being more careful, we did just have someone die from starvation. We do have a lot more donkeys, though. So I ought to make... We'll go up to 10 carts. And move away from sledges entirely. I don't hate sledges, they're just not as efficient. If I'm feeding the donkeys, I might as well use them, right? I think what I'm going to do is to have one of these pits do copper and one do bronze. And prioritize them both. And then how's my charcoal? I have very little charcoal, so I'll prioritize the charcoal too. There's very little that I will forcibly prioritize, but making sure I'm getting my nice bronze tools, absolutely, I will prioritize that. I'm also eager to exhaust my first copper node, because that will allow me to then build a mine in its place. Which is a milestone. 4 new people joined. I should start to take better care of them. I've been hunting to exhaustion lately, and that's really not a good thing to do. But alas, I'm out of time. So if you have any tips or tricks for me, drop me a line, drop me a comment. If you like this series, let me know through likes, subscriptions, or comments once again. If you'd like to discuss this, the Discord channel that can be found on my website, Rhadamant.com, is a good place to discuss Dawn of War, or Dawn of Man. I don't know why I call it Dawn of War every now and then. That was a game I enjoyed in years past. But I digress. I'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching. Adios.